Hello everyone, I am Piyush Goyal and I welcome you to Voxcel's YouTube channel. So in this video we will discuss true, false and not given. And without further ado, let's start. So this topic is about Greta Thunberg. So as you must have heard about her, she became famous quite young for her contributions towards or for her activism towards environment. So we will read the questions first. So we have to write true, false and not given. And our first question, Greta Thunberg began protesting against climate change prior to 2018. So when the question will be true, when this particular person Greta Thunberg, let me change the color, when she began or when she started protesting against the climate change prior to 2018. Prior to means before. So if she was protesting, let's just say from 2015, 16, 17, something like that, any year before 2018, we will say the answer is true. But when she started protesting like from 2018 like or after 2018, we will say false. And if we don't know about the year she started protesting against climate change, we will say not given. Hope it is clear. So we will read the information in the text. Greta Thunberg is a Swedish climate youth activist who sparked an international movement to fight climate change beginning in 2018. So it was the beginning. 2018 was her like initial year, you can say starting year. So before 2018 we don't know what she was doing, but she started protesting in 2018, not prior to 2018. So answer to this question should be, let me capitalize it, false. Clear? Moving forward to the second question. International protests held by youths from around the world have involved young people not attending classes on Friday. So international protests, okay, so what how they were protesting? So young people around the world, okay, so it's obviously international protest means around the world. Young people did not attend classes on Friday. You might be thinking it's a sort of win-win situation. You are protesting against environment but also skipping classes. So jokes apart, so if young people around the world didn't attend classes on Friday so as to show their anger towards climate change or to show their concern against climate change, we will say true. But if they were not attending classes on, like this is some other day of the week like Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever other day, we will say false. And if we don't know whether they skipped classes or if they skipped, on which day they skipped classes, we will say not given. With the simple message "School Strike for Climate" handwritten on poster board, Thunberg began skipping school on Friday. So many of you might be saying this and saying okay, true, but here only she is skipping school, but we have to find out what other international students did and protesting outside the Swedish parliament. Thanks to social media, her actions have spread and influenced millions of young people all over the world to organize and protest. Launching Fridays for Future, Thunberg and other concerned youths throughout Europe have continued to pressure leaders and lawmakers to act on climate change through their regular walkouts. So yes, they were walking out on Fridays. So the answer to this question should be true. Clear? Hope it is clear. Moving forward to the third question. Greta does not believe her diagnosis of a developmental disorder will negatively affect her work. So here, if when the question will be true, when the diagnosis of a developmental disorder. So in the text, maybe some sort of disorder is given by name, okay, some sort of you can say a mental disorder or physical disability, maybe some sort of developmental disorder, and she doesn't believe it will negatively affect her work, meaning to say that problem will not hold her back. If this is the case, if this is written in the paragraph, we will say true. But if she thinks that because of her disability or developmental disorder or any other problem that is being mentioned in the text, she will not be able to devote her complete time, or she will not be able to devote herself toward this cause, we will say false. But if we don't know about what she thinks about her problem, we will say not given. Thunberg has also traveled the world meeting with global leaders and speaking at assemblies to demand climate solutions and a recommitment to Paris Agreement. So till now we haven't read anything about disorder. Recently diagnosed. So this is our keyword. Recently diagnosed with Asperger's, the activist. So this is our developmental disorder. The activist has publicly shared her views on her disorder. So this is her view, referring to it as her superpower. Okay, so she publicly said that her this disorder is her superpower. So it doesn't hold her back, it gives her strength. So does not believe will negatively affect her work. That's true, because she is referring to it as her superpower, meaning to say giving her strength. So obviously it will not hold her back. In 2019, so this is our keyword, Greta won the Nobel Peace Prize for her work as a climate change activist. So when the answer will be true, when she won, okay, when Greta in 19 won Nobel Peace Prize for as a climate change activist. Okay, when the answer will be false, when she won the award, but it was not in 19, it may be in 20, 21, 22, or even in 18, some other year rather than 19. If she won in that particular year, we will say false. Or if she won Nobel Peace Prize but not as a climate change activist but as somebody or in some other role, we will say false. And when it will be not given, when we don't know whether she won any Nobel Peace Prize in 19 or any other year. In 2019, so this is our keyword, she was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, so in 19 she was nominated, but nomination doesn't guarantee you the prize, so we don't know whether she actually won that particular prize or not. So for this we will say we don't know the answer to this, not given. Fifth, Greta's family were reluctant to make the switch to veganism. So her family, they were, let me change the color. They were reluctant to switch to veganism. So when the answer will be true, when they were in doubt whether to switch to veganism, okay, well, we will say the answer is true. When the answer will be false, when they readily accepted veganism, or when they outright declined or denied veganism, we will say false. And when it will be not given, when we don't know whether they were reluctant or welcoming towards this particular lifestyle. Thunberg was only 8 when she first learned about the climate crisis. Since then, she has made efforts to lower her carbon footprint by not flying and becoming vegan. Okay, this is our keyword. and has influenced her family to do the same. And she has also influenced her family to become like to not fly that much or to become vegan. But we don't know the reaction of her family, whether they accepted it without hesitation or they were like not so sure about this. We don't know anything about this, so answer to this question should be not given. Hope it is clear. Moving forward, when speaking at the United Nations in December 2018, Greta accused its members of misleading the public with inaccurate information about climate change. So when she was speaking uh, at the United Nations, so there must be some conference or something like that. In December of 2018, she accused its member of misleading the public with inaccurate information about climate change. So she was like blaming them that they were hiding something or they were not telling truth to the public. Okay, so if she accused the members of UN, we will say the answer is true. But if she didn't accuse them and maybe she praised them for their efforts or telling the public uh, the like how the things stand, we will say false. And if we don't know whether she accused anyone or not or what she did in this particular meeting, we will say not given. As the face of the climate youth movement, Thunberg has been invited to speak at numerous rallies, including ones in Stockholm, London and Brussels. In December 2018, this is our keyword, her speech at the United Nations CO COP24 in Katowice, Poland went viral. You are not mature enough to tell it like it is, she said at the summit, addressing the Secretary General. Even that burden you leave to us children. So yes, she was accusing, like she was telling the Secretary General at the UN Nations Summit that you are not mature enough to tell it like it is. Meaning to say, you are not telling the truth, you are sugarcoating it, you are not telling people the seriousness of the matter. So you are trying to beat around the bush, something like that. So yes, she accused them, and because of that our answer to this should be true. Last question. Greta wants to become the most popular climate change activist in the world. So if she wants to become the most popular climate change activist in the world, we will say true. But if she doesn't want to become the most popular activist in the world, we will say false. And if we don't know what she wants, we will say not given. Okay, even that burden you leave to us children, but I don't care about being popular. I care about climate justice and the living planet. So she's saying she doesn't care about being popular. So she doesn't have any intent of being the most popular person in the world or climate activist in the world. So because of that, our answer should be false. Hope it is clear how to solve this particular reading, and if you have any doubts you can re-watch this video or you can re-watch the part of the video which is not clear to you. And if you want to watch more such videos, they are on our channel, you can watch them, and other Cambridge book videos. If you have any problem in any particular Cambridge book reading or any particular question, we have uploaded the entire videos of entire sections of Cambridge books. You can go and watch them. We have discussed them in detail, in depth, so that it will be clear to you why the answer to this particular question is maybe the list of headings, multiple choice questions, paragraph contains information questions, blank, summary using letters, or whatever the question type you are facing difficulty in. We have discussed them in detail. So if you want our help, I'm gonna leave the link to my website in the description box. You can go and contact us there. We will be happy to help you, like we have had numerous students. And I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.